Hey people, it is Sunday, June the 1st. It is 2 o'clock on the dot and about 15 degrees Celsius here in downtown Toronto on the corner of Yonge and Queen. And we're looking at the historic flagship store of the Hudson's Bay Company and Saks Fifth Avenue. And today is the final day of liquidation sales here at the Hudson's Bay Company. After 355 years of operation, it's game over for the Bay, sadly. And upwards of over 8,000 employees will be losing their jobs across Canada. So I did a previous video walking around through the Bay after the announcement of its impending closure, checking out this flagship store while it was still in operation through all 7 or so levels of the store. So if you'd like to see what it was like when it was still looking good and full of merchandise, you can check out that video. But now we're going to be seeing something completely different, because I think the store is pretty much largely cleared out now. So we'll be walking around a bunch of empty floors. I think all that's left are fixtures and mannequins and a few items, I guess, that are very high end that have yet to sell. I think there's some jewelry still up for grabs if you're willing to pay thousands of dollars. So I'm going to take a walk around the building here. We just turned onto Richmond Street. I'll go over to the Bay Street side and we'll enter from that side, because that's the side that the Hudson's Bay store is actually on. The entrance on this end is the Saks Fifth Avenue, at least on the lower floors anyway. I think someone just walked away with a mannequin and a fixture. Whoops, I wanted to zoom in there. And we didn't want to see me. Well, we saw the guy with the mannequin. I didn't get to zoom in on him. Maybe we'll see more people carrying mannequins. My camera has been acting up the last few days, doing things I don't want it to do, such as turning around and showing me unexpectedly. The store is enormous, as you can see. This end of the building is 7 stories, but the end closer to Bay Street is 9 stories. And at one time, this was a different department store altogether. It was a Simpsons department store. Hard to believe after all these years it's closing down. But the Hudson's Bay moved into this building after Simpsons shuttered, another Canadian department store chain. That wasn't as old as the Hudson's Bay Company, but it was sad to see that one go. When this was still the Simpsons store, this building was sort of immortalized on a kids' TV show called Today's Special, which took place inside of that department store. You can enter here. I'll go around right onto Bay Street. Last day Fixtures, furniture, and equipment for sale. Kind of a sad day. That wasn't like a regular shopper here by any means. I'm not much of a shopper at all, to be honest, but losing an iconic store like this is a blow to downtown, not just for Toronto, but all the other cities across Canada. Of course, most of the Hudson's Bay stores are in suburban shopping malls, but the Toronto Flagship, the Montreal Flagship, there's a Vancouver Flagship. I think downtown Calgary still has a flagship store as well, or until now anyway. So the company began as a fur trading business founded by King Charles II 355 years ago. A lot of people in here, considering there's nothing much to buy. You can even buy this thing for $30. $40 for these tables. $3 for $400 for those. Even this is for sale. $750. Those two French fur traders actually had the idea for the company, but French authorities weren't interested, so that's why they ended up going to King Charles in England. Lady's carrying a table. It's a bit of a frenzied atmosphere, surprisingly, I guess. Or maybe not surprisingly. Here's where all the makeup and whatnot was located. And I imagine it's the same deal over in Saks Fifth Avenue across the way there. It's a much smaller store, square footage wise, than the Hudson's Bay store here, but we'll stick to the Hudson's Bay store. They're all part of the same company. 90% off now, I guess. They can't just give it away all for free, I guess. All right, let's head up to another floor. It's a lot of emptiness here. Probably just walk right in here now. I don't think it makes a difference. No money in the tills anymore. I wonder if these things are for sale. And all the escalators are turned off. They always had trouble keeping the escalators running even when things were supposedly fully open for business. You can get this thing for $100. Let's see what the mannequins are going for over here. $50 each. This one's been sold. Kind of a bizarre sight, really. This one's sold. On a big square block. That one's sold. You're out of luck. $250 for that thing. These things are pretty big and heavy. People have to come with some sort of means to transport these things home. Some of the stuff you wouldn't normally find in a regular furniture store, for the most part. We got some man mannequins here. Also going for $50. This cache is closed. What are these big tables going for? $250 or $150 for a smaller one. That's going for $500. That wouldn't even fit inside my apartment. What about this giant mirror? There's no price on this. It's just a doofus holding a camera. The doofus is free of charge. That's been sold. Wonder how much time they have to be able to come and pick these things up. How long they're being held here. All right, let's head up another level. Looks like this one is still turned on. They haven't completely given up yet, I guess. Kind of surprising they're spending the money to keep the power running on the escalators right now. But I guess if the lights are on, they can keep the escalators on as well. The higher we go, the emptier it seems to look. Here we have a bunch of lower halves. Apparently a billionaire mall owner who owns mall properties has expressed an interest in buying some of the leases. 28 leases, I think, in former Hudson's Bay store properties in BC, Alberta, and Ontario. I think what the plan is to open up a new store. Basically start a brand new department store of sorts is what it seems like from my understanding, but not a lot of details are available or no list of which 28 leases are the ones that she's interested in. Obviously, I'd like to see something open up in this building again. I don't want it to sit vacant for years. Got gold mannequins. Here's a big mirror with a price on it, $700. And the doofus is still free of charge. I don't know if that mirror is really worth $700. Come on, bring it down to $300. Then I think it would sell. No. I was standing behind the cash for a second, so I think that's why she assumed I worked here. Hey, anything goes right now. It seems like anything goes anyway. All right, let's head up another level. More of the same. Let's go look out of the window over here. Join some of these mannequins. A couple of pretty cool looking chairs have been sold. I found another gang of mannequins here. Looking down at Queen Street. Got Old City Hall there. Associates only. I'd like to get a look inside some of the staff rooms and things like that, but I don't know how weird it would be for me to walk in there with a camera. Especially when there's actual employees still in there working the final hours of their job here with the company. I think it closes at 7 p.m. this evening for good. After 355 years. I mean, obviously this store hasn't been operating here for 355 years, but you know what I mean, the company. It was a fur trading business for a long, long time before it eventually became a department store chain. Hey, hello, how are you? Good. Just run into a viewer of the channel who's also checking things out here. Here are the fitting rooms. Are these open? No. I thought it'd be fun to go into a fitting room for some reason. Do I see clothing for sale over here? What are these things? Oh no, they're just... Well, I'm not sure what they are, but... It's some sort of merchandise. All right, let's go up again.
This used to be working, now it's not. Isn't that weird?
I'm actually declared bankrupt.
There's a butt for sale. These cabinets would be pretty handy. This one's sold. $600 for this one. Got a pretty decent shelf unit here. $350. Hey, we have some actual furniture that's maybe merchandise still for sale, not fixtures. I guess these are fixtures. What about this TV over here? It's been sold. Making some sales there. Got more fitting rooms. And I guess this was actual merchandise. It's all been sold. Same with this. I guess this is the floor to come to if you're actually looking to buy stuff that's not fixtures. Although these are listed as fixtures. $1,000. But why? Why are they $1,000? Unless it's for all of them, as that man just mentioned. Are they all of these chairs together $1,000? That would make more sense, right? I guess the things that are listed as fixtures were just display furniture, maybe that had been used just for that purposes, or just for that purpose, if I can use proper grammar. You want a Gucci block? You want a really buff dude missing his head and a leg? Got more of these. What about this little car over here? It's running over this guy. That can't be good. This has been sold in any case. How much was it? $3,000. Someone bought this for $3,000 and it has a flat. Are they going to be able to change that flat? It has two flats. Could probably get a real used car for $3,000. That would be a lot more useful than that one. Some numbers with some of the Hudson's Bay colors here. And these are also for sale, 50 bucks for a big number 3, number 5. I think I prefer the 0. Are these fitting rooms open? Why are they all locked? Another big TV that's been sold. I don't see what the sale price was though. I'm kind of curious. Well, maybe I'll go up again. $600, I think. That's what that says. Somebody bought that one. So that bigger one was probably like about $1,000, I would imagine. And we're at the top. This is as high as we can go. These checkouts are still operating. What is over here? Got a bathroom. And what is this strange room over here? This is one of those rooms that it's like a supply room, a former supply room. I wanted to go in at least somewhere that I wouldn't normally be able to go. I guess this is probably as good as it'll get for that mission. Not terribly exciting, but a sneak peek of sorts, I guess, into the unknown inner workings of the former Hudson's Bay Company. I think she's bought a whole bunch of stuff there. Some more display furniture here. Sold, sold, and sold. Sold. $1,600 was what this went for. If you watched my other video of the bay when it was still open for business and relatively normal, there were some sofas for sale for upwards of like $11,000, $12,000. Area closed, associates only. Really? Does it really matter? I'm breaking the rules. I don't care. Well, let's start going back down again. The final countdown is on towards the end of the line for the Hudson's Bay Company. How many song titles can I fit into one sentence? I have a feeling I'm not supposed to be going down here, but anything goes. I think anything goes right now. I don't think I can get out down there though. There seems to be an actual blockage. So I'll just go to the other set of escalators. Here are these things again. Are they skirts? Are they dresses? I didn't see the very, very bottom level though, the path level. I wonder what will happen to that level once the store is permanently shuttered, because that is part of the path. People walk through that lowest floor to get from the Eaton Center to the financial district. I imagine it will be remaining open and accessible just for that purpose. I don't think they would basically cut off a big chunk of the path like that. So let's go down there and take a peek. This is where we came in, where all the crowds are. Looks like I can't go down that. Have to go to the other set of escalators, I guess. Or maybe on the other side over here. Yeah, I can go down there. Looks like everyone seems to be pretty much focusing solely on this floor here. I see there's still jewelry over here for sale. As I mentioned, some of the high-end jewelry is still up for grabs. Get some deals. The most expensive stuff is the last to go as people wait for the biggest discount possible. All right, here is the bottommost level, the path level. So access to part of the path over there. Just lots of fixtures. Got a Zeller's sign over there. I guess this was their little Zeller's section within the store that they set up in the final days. Zeller's was a discount department store. That was also part of the Hudson's Bay Company. They all shut down about 15 years ago or more. But they made a bit of a comeback as a store within a store in some selected Bay stores. People missed the Zeller's brand, I think. Because Target came into the Canadian market. But then Target didn't survive. It closed within a couple of years of entering the Canadian market. So then we were left without Zeller's and without Target.
It's a very different line.
Some books. Just random volumes between lovers. There's another connection to the rest of the path leading into the Bay Adelaide Centre. So I imagine this hallway here will probably remain open and accessible with everything else shuttered all around it. Because you can walk through here and get into the Eaton Centre. There's also a food hall over here, but that closed a while back. Speaking of the Eaton Centre, looks like this Starbucks will remain open as part of the path system. We have Queen subway station right here. And is into the mall. But let's go back up to street level. We'll take one last look at the building from the outside.
No, and he was supposed to, here's the thing, so yeah, it's not that DJ's fault. The guy that organized, or the one that I was coordinating with, so he's like the main guy, then he gets his other DJs to play. So that's the guy, I sent him all
And there it is. Got subway construction here. So that is that. We did a pretty full walkthrough of the Flagship Hudson's Bay store here at the corner of Yonge and Queen in downtown Toronto. Just hours before it's permanently shuttered. Hopefully that building will live on with a new tenant sooner rather than later. And I hope you enjoyed the tour. RIP Hudson's Bay Company. They had a good long life. That was unfortunately cut short. So leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on the whole situation here with the Hudson's Bay Company. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Also be sure to hit that notification bell. That way you won't miss any of my videos. If you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal as well as via my merch store. Or you can also support the channel by becoming a channel member or by sending a super thanks if you prefer. And you can find me on Instagram also under KContinuum. So thanks for watching, and thanks to all the channel members. And thanks for 355 years of business to the Hudson's Bay Company. And be sure to keep checking back because, as always, I will continue.